Here we are. This is lesson 11 of drawing a Jaguar C-Type, and what we're going to work on today is the grille, the rest of the body, and we're going to get as much done of the wheels and tires as possible. So I'm working on the grille now. There are quite a few grille bars on it, and not only are there a whole bunch of different bars on it, but then if you look underneath the car, you can also see those little white spots on the undercarriage. And what those are is where light comes through the grille bars. So that's kind of a funny little thing. And I have to try and make sure that I make those so that you can see that they're actually individual bars. This is kind of hard because they're fairly closely spaced together. And I have to do a little retouching probably after this is off camera too. But it's really going to make the car, I think, when I get this done, because then you have something that's a focal point that everybody's going to look at that first thing because it's so busy and right out there in front. So if I can get that done on the one side, the headlights on both sides of it, and the right front wheel, then we should really have a drawing that people are going to look at and say, "Wow, that looks great." So that's my my goal in just trying to make this thing into a really nice picture. And the reason I want to do this is, again, this is going to be from my greeting card line or proposed greeting card line. So what I'm doing is trying to do the best drawings that I can, the most dramatic and the ones that people would want to have. I'm a car guy, and there are a lot of car guys who would like to have cards of different kinds that are automotive themed, I think. So that's where we're going with this. We're going to try and see if we can't put this out. But this is a really pretty car, and now that it's started to look like the car that I want it to be, I'm really happy with it too. I'm getting fairly close. Like I say, there is going to be some touch up I have to do inside there too, because I'm a little too close on two of those bars, it looks like. But they are looking at it from the side. There's a little bit of bend to them too. They go from over to the right hand side toward the bottom. So I have to make sure that I get that clean enough that you can see. And then on top of it, there's shading on top of there too, because they are chrome. So the upper part of them is reflecting sunlight to the camera, and the lower part is not because it's facing away. So I have to make sure that I can get those straightened out enough to make them apparent, and then I have to put in the shading and highlights to make it work too. But I know that it's going to work now. It's really looking good. And here I am working on the rear tire, and all I'm doing, these of course are black tires, so there's not ever going to be a point where they're going to be white. All they're going to be is just light gray on the lightest portion of them. So what I'm doing now is I'm just putting down a minimum color all over them, and then I'll go back and I'll put the darker colors in, the deeper grays, and I might even get to black down underneath where they're in shadow. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm playing one color against the other. So in this one, this base coat that I'm putting down now of gray is going to be the lightest value that you would possibly find on there. In fact, it might even be too light at that. And then from there, I'll darken up considerably, and I'll work one color against the other one tonal value against the other, to make sure that I actually get this to a believable state. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be at a point that it doesn't scream at you that, hey, what did you do? You know, you didn't do that right. So you want to make the interplay of light and shadow believable, and you could even pump it up a little bit and make it a little bit darker on the dark side and a little bit lighter on the light side. And you can do that for effect, because you want to affect where the people are going to look. But you don't want to go so much that it makes it look like a cartoon, unless you're trying to draw a cartoon. So I'm not. I'm just trying to draw a believable drawing of a car that people like, and they will recognize, or they'll say, "What the heck kind of car is that?" So that's my sole object in this, is making a pretty drawing of a car. And like I said, I remember in the 50s when these cars were being raced, and they were terrific looking. They look great today to me. So I just thought it'd be wonderful to do this car. Anyway, getting down toward the end. This is lesson 11. I don't think we're going to finish by 12. It's probably going to be lesson 13 because I've got too much to do on the tires and the wheels to probably finish up tomorrow. But at least you can see pretty much where we're going, and if you come back tomorrow, then you'll see we've made quite a bit of progress. Thanks. Bye.